it's Mia from Rose Nails by Maria Slade, and today this is a bit of a delayed video. This was done a little while ago, obviously because we're removing Christmas nails, but I thought I'd do a bit of a come to work with me and sort of just watching me do a normal client's nails. So we are removing quite a hefty amount of the length of this. This is my client's natural nails. We have grown them beautifully. She used to have really short nails, so now she's really proud of the fact that these are her nails. So I've got my e-file in, let me think, forward motion, and I'm going from left to right across the nail, just with a medium. That was my dog. That's my dog shaking. With a safety ceramic bit, just to remove the bulk of the length. For some bizarre reason, her thumbs always grow 10 times longer than the rest of her fingers. I have found that this is quite a common thing with a lot of clients, but on this client it just seems so much more obvious that her thumbs are always longer than the rest of her fingers. So we're going to remove the length from that, and then I'm going on to my Typhoon bit, and I've got this at about 15,000 rotations per minute, to get rid of the gel polish artwork that's on top and to get rid of the bulk of the hard gel overlay that she's got on her nails at the moment. When you're using an e-file, make sure that you are moving your client's hand. If you're working in an awkward position, you're going to end up having an accident and cutting your client, because the e-file will do what I call round the world. It will suddenly go on, like, sort of slip and sort of continue round the finger and damage the client's skin, or possibly damage your own hands as well. So always make sure you have got a really sort of gentle but firm grip on your client's finger, so that it's not moving even when they're talking or sneezing or whatever they want to do, or getting their drink with their other hand, or all the other things that clients do. Make sure you've got quite a gentle but firm grip on that finger so it's not going anywhere, and move the client's hand accordingly to however you need it to work most effectively and most safely for you and for the client. So we're just going to remove all of that bulk. We are just infilling this hard gel today. This video will be in 2 parts. So this one is, I know I've gone off shot, bear with me. I do notice in a minute. This one is going to be prep of the natural nail, sort of at infill stage, and application of a base and a hard gel product, and I think finish filing is also on this video as well. And then my next video will be the design that she's got, which is, I'll probably end up putting the design as the thumbnail for this. It's a gorgeous, like, black sort of geode inspired design. It turned out really nicely. And so that's going to be like the second part of the video. So if that's what you want to watch, then please come back for part 2 of this. But hopefully you'll learn quite a bit from this video as well. So I've gone on to my diamond cuticle bit. You can get loads of different diamond cuticle bits, loads of different shapes. It really is what works best for you. And what works best for your clients, depending on the build-up of cuticle for the client. I look like I'm being really rough on this video, I've just realised, because I've sped it up. With cuticle bits, obviously you do have to be very gentle with the clients. You can see I'm working from the sort of top of the cuticle and then down the left-hand side. I do this across all the nails on 1 rotation, so this is with my e-file in forwards. And then I put it into reverse, and I do from the top of the nail and then down the right side, just so I'm not constantly flicking between forwards and reverse with my e-file. I can just sort of get 5 fingers out the way, click it over to reverse, and then I'll go back and do all of the reverse bits. So this is very gently pushing the skin back to remove reveal a bit more of the natural nail and give you a bit more surface area to work with. It also pushes the cuticle back so that you don't look like the nails are already sort of 1 or 2 weeks old when you finish them. So it gives you a really lovely surface area and your maximum space to work on. We're getting rid of cuticle at the same time, and we're also getting rid of any dry skin that needs exfoliating from the sidewalls of the nails at the same time. So this is a really, really important step, and you need to make sure that you are thorough. I get quite a lot of messages from like beginner nail techs saying like, oh, my like prep takes forever. I just want to speed up my prep. I just want to get onto the artwork and, you know, like the fun bit of doing nails. And although I agree that obviously the fun bit of the nails and doing the artwork is the best bit, this is the most important bit. This is where your adhesion is going to happen. This is where your longevity is going to happen. And if you skip this stage or try and quicken it up and miss bits, or maybe don't do it as thoroughly as you should, then your service is going to be affected. So I'm going on to my mandrel bit with a sanding band fixed on. These are rubbish sanding bands. Well, they're not rubbish. They're actually quite good. They're just not the ones I like using. You can get a lot of sanding bands from a lot of different places. You can get them from Amazon and eBay and things like that. And if you get a decent quality sanding band, so these are from Ink London, I believe, but they're not the ones I normally use. I normally use purple, what are they called? They're purple ceramic sanding band bits from Kirsty Meakin. But even these ones, to be fair, they're not bad quality from Ink London. They're just not the ones that I'm used to. But if you get like an Amazon one and then a good quality one from a more reputable, like specifically nail professional brand, you can see the difference in the quality of the sand. The pieces will be much bigger on the Amazon bits. They'll cause a lot more heat, a lot more friction, a lot more discomfort for your client potentially, and a lot more damage to the nails. And you don't want to damage the nails. In this section of sort of sanding and filing the nails ready for your enhancements or your gel polish or whatever you're going to do, you are not damaging the nails. In this bit, we are literally just scuffing over the top area. Absolutely no damage should be being done during this sort of bit. I've got my e-file in forwards. You can see I'm moving my client's hand when I feel it's necessary to do so, because I'd much rather move my client's hand, even if it's a slightly uncomfortable position for a few seconds. It means that I'm not going to cause them any long-term damage or catch their skin or anything like that. So that's going to, you know, be a lot more long-term than just a few seconds of a slightly weird hand position. So again, this looks like I'm being quite harsh because I've sped it up, but every single bit of the nail should only be gone over once while you're filing and preparing for your enhancement. While these are nice and thin and we haven't applied any new hard gel yet, I'm just going to go in with my SPD London file. This is a 180 file I think I'm using, although it is too fast to see. At this point I would use a 240 or a 180. This is a 180. And I'm just going to go in and refine the shape. Like I said, this is my client's natural nails, so it doesn't really need a huge amount of refining, just like making it a bit more sort of square at the edges where they've softened up over the last 3 weeks. So I'm not filing half as much as it looks like I'm filing because I've sped this up. I'm not sort of filing harshly or anything like that. I am filing quite softly and just refining that shape before I go in with hard gel. And I'm going to do that across all 10 nails before I start with anything else. So in between refining the shape and me applying my SPD London rubber base coat here, which is my absolute dream for adhesion. It is what I put underneath my gel polish when I'm using SPD London gel polish. I put it underneath my hard gel when I'm using hard gel. It is the key to the fact that my clients come back 3 weeks later with perfectly sort of preserved nails. They always look amazing unless my client has had like a really dopey accident, like slamming it in a gate or something. I had a couple of weeks ago, one of my clients had done. My clients come back with very, very little damage to their nails. And just between filing and doing this, I have gone in with a hard bristled brush, and some acetone to clean up and dehydrate the surface of the nail before I go in with the rubber base coat. And then, so this is the SBD London rubber base coat, and it cures for 60 seconds in an LED lamp, and it is the shiz. If you are having issues with longevity, please try out SBD London, specifically their rubber base coat. It is a friggin' godsend. It is amazing. It is the best thing since sliced bread in the nail tech world, in my opinion. And no, I'm not paid to say that, just so you know. That is just my honest opinion. I have, ever since the day I used the rubber base coat, I have used it and nothing else as a base for pretty much everything, because it's amazing. Anyway, I'm now going in with my hard gel. This is a Ink London hard gel. It's the blush pink, I believe the colour's called. And I'm going in with my incredibly old but incredibly trusted gel brush, and I am pushing it up to the cuticles and making a slip layer for my hard gel application. If you don't provide a slip layer for yourself, it's just going to mean that your hard gel application is going to be a lot harder, because gel wants to stick to gel and wet gel wants to stick to wet gel. So if you create a slip layer for yourself and then come in with an actual sort of building bead and build up an apex and then bring the rest of it down like I'm doing right now, then your gel will self-level and it will be so much easier to apply than if you don't apply a slip layer first. This is the oldest gel brush known to man. It is a crap one that I got off of like Amazon ages ago, and I've been meaning to update it, but honestly I get on with it really well. And I haven't found one that beats it yet. I have just got a new collection of Kirsty Meakin nail art brushes, courtesy of my wonderful other half at Christmas, but they don't include a brush for applying hard gel, so I'm still like on the hunt for a hard gel brush. So if anyone's got any recommendations for a hard gel brush, I would be happy to listen to what they are and like have a look at them and maybe get them and review them. But at the moment I just haven't found one that's the right size and that's rounded the way that this one is, and I just really like it. So I'm just going to apply my hard gel to a few of these. You see that my client puts her hand into the lamp in between each one. She doesn't go in for a full cure. It's just like 10 seconds or so that the hard gel stops moving, and it sort of just cures enough to stop the actual gel moving and from ruining the apex that I've built. And then at the end of the hand we're going to go in for a full cure. Normally I will ask my client to just pop their hand in while I work on another nail on another hand if I'm not filming, but because I was filming I was like, yeah, just pop that in for 10 seconds just to stop it moving around while I build the other nails up. So that's what she did, and then it's going to go in for a full 60-second cure at the end so that we don't have any uncured product, because that is the start and end of all allergies. So just don't do it. And then I've done the thumb off of camera. And then this is just some cleanser I'm going in with on a lint-free pad just to get rid of that sticky inhibition layer before I go in with my SBD London 180 file and refine the shape. I can go into a bit more detail about shaping and things like that on other videos, but I have got something in the pipeline that will give you a lot more detail about things like shaping, so just keep an eye out for that. And I will let you know more about that when it's all ready. But yeah, I'm just refining, and then I'm using my buffer. This is an SBD London buffer that I've cut into 3 pieces because I'm stingy and things are expensive. So these SBD buffers are just as long as the SBD files, but if I cut them into 3, I can get 3 clients worth of buffers, as I'm only just sort of scuffing over the surface of the nail with them. I don't really see the point in having them crazy long, so I cut them into 3. Sorry, Louise, but I do destroy your gorgeous buffers. And I'm just going to finish file and buff these into shape. And that's about it for this video. So please do look at my Facebook page, which is in the description below, and on the SBD London website, which everything I've used is sort of in the description box down below. And stay tuned for the second part of this video, which will be like the amazing geode artwork that we're gonna do. It turns out really pretty, like really pretty, and I was like, oh wow, they're kind of one of those sets that you kind of stare at and you're like, damn, they turned out just the way I wanted them to. And as you can see as well, quickly before I go, underneath my client's hand is my new mat with my new logo on, which I absolutely love, and I actually did a set of nails on myself with my logo. Right, see you in the next one.